Earlier this week, it was reported that Republicans in Washington, D.C., lawmakers, were holding closed-door meetings to figure out how to, handle Donald Trump in the 2022 midterm elections. Well, they weren't the only ones holding closed-door meetings. The Democrats, including many Democratic senators who are facing very tough roads to re-election, have been holding similar closed-door meetings multiple times this week, but not with how to deal with Trump. But they're strategizing on what the hell are we going to tell voters going into the midterms? What is our message? And more importantly, what can we do between now and then legislatively to get them on our side? Kind of a little late to be worrying about that, by the way. We're 9-10 months out from the election and you're just now starting to think, crap, we got to do something so that voters will pick us again. And then maybe next time we get elected, we'll also do the bare minimum to pander to these voters so they put us in there again, and so the cycle continues. Some of the things they're proposing: suspending the gas tax, a suspension of the state sales tax, and we're trying to lower prescription drug costs. And to be honest, I'm good with the lowering prescription drug costs. I believe they should be free, right? We should have universal health care that covers that. But if the best we can get at this point is just lowering the cost, then hell yeah, that would help millions of people in this country. Suspending the gas tax, y'all realize that gas tax actually helps pay for infrastructure here in the United States. We just got a very scaled back infrastructure bill. And now they want to take away future infrastructure money so they can win some votes. That's really stupid. That's really, really stupid. So I sincerely hope that nobody watching this looks at that and says, oh, hell yeah, suspend the gas tax. No, it sucks having to pay taxes. Nobody enjoys it. But they're necessary. Like the state sales tax. Yeah, it'd be cool if it wasn't there for a while, but at the same time, we have to have that money to, fund schools and fire departments, things that we kind of depend on in our daily life. So let's not cut the funding for that. Maybe we ought to start taxing corporations more. See, that's actually an idea that is broadly supported with Republicans, independents, and Democrats. So I don't know, maybe doing that could win you some political points. Maybe pressuring Joe Biden to get off his ass and do something about student loan debt, which he could forgive. Maybe that would help. Maybe decriminalizing marijuana at the federal level. Maybe expunging the arrest records of people with marijuana offenses and other, small drug-related offenses. Maybe that would help. Maybe doing something for the right reason instead of doing it now at the last minute to try to win votes is what you should have been doing from the start. And I understand it's difficult because you got your two Democratic senators, Manchin and Sinema, and sometimes even Tester thrown in there, trying to block everything you're trying to do. I get it. I totally do. But y'all aren't pressuring enough. You're not. You're not pressuring Biden. There's things you can do that you don't need Manchin or Sinema to be on board with. And you're failing to do even that. And now you realize it, and now you're scared. That's what we're seeing with the Democratic Party today. You sat around for far too long thinking, we got all the time in the world, nothing to worry about. Well, time ran out. So now here you are in the 11th hour trying to figure out how to win the midterms, when in reality, you ought to be focused on how you can help the lives of American citizens, which is what you should have been doing since last January, but you'd rather twiddle your thumbs, sit there, talk about one piece of legislation forever, let Manchin hack it down to nothing and then kill it altogether. And now you're stuck up the creek without a paddle. This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.